Hello, welcome back to another game on Arena. Team game 4v4. There were a few of them that Chancellor actually streamed, which I didn't see. I saw that he played 4v4s, but I didn't have the time to actually watch those, follow those games. So I picked one at random, and I'm going to cast this game. Probably not more 4v4, seems to be hard to cast, and I'm not sure if I'm really good at that. Let's see how the game is going. Starting with Strong Like Neman, who is, I think that's Modry account. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna call him Strong Like Neman or Neman. Is it Neman? But he's playing as the god on the flank against Haratune, playing on the flanks, on the left hand side as Turks in orange here. God against Turks. That's a modern classic. Let's see how this is actually going. On the other flank, we have Chancellor playing in green as Ethiopians, and he's playing against Steve Rogers in purple, in teal as the Berbers. Then we have purple a pocket. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. I guess it's like something like Jaisong or John or something like that. Not sure how I'm going to call you and how I'm going to pronounce this. Maybe you can correct me later on, because I know you've seen my YouTube. Thanks for that, and I know you've been playing quite a bit, and also team games now. We have Risk as the other pocket as Malians here, Spanish and Malians as the pockets. On the other side, BG Locus playing as Vietnamese. That's not really the best civilization, but maybe Battle Elephants possible, Fast Arbalest, something like that. And Odette, well-known streamer, playing as the Franks here. Odette, of course, known for part of the AOE2 female community, more or less, and I think they're doing quite some fun streams and stuff like that. I'm not really following Odette streams a lot, but it's always fun to see, and of course Chancellor has been hosting her before. Maybe it did this game too, after this game. I think it's the last one of those 4v4 team games, but I'm not really sure about that. So let's see how the games are going. I guess the most interesting part is with Franks and Vietnamese against Spanish and, what was it, Malians, only kicking in later, I guess. What are we going to see on the flanks here? We have God against Turks, which is pretty much a mismatch here. Let's see how Strong Element is actually going to play this. Guess it's Modry. Saying very bad start here, Jaisong, if that's correct. Very bad start means 14 villagers, but did he lose one? No, 2 idle villagers, maybe at some idle time in the TC, that's possible. On the other flank, let's see how Chancellor is going to do here. Is he going for a Trush, which is possible even in team game? I don't think he wants to go with that. Ethiopians doesn't really need to. Ethiopians against Berbers, I think Chancellor will be happy. He doesn't like Berbers, he says it's the worst civilization on 1v1 arena, so I guess he doesn't really like them in team games either. We're going to find out. I think it can go a little bit faster for now and see what the players are going to do. I hope none of the pockets is going for like a crazy forward or something like that. We can see more coming in. And I think I should go for some of the resources here, because at least the main golds and main stones should be interesting. There's actually a second stone safe on the back for is that Haratune, and we have the main stone forward. For the goth player here, we have the main gold. Almost safe, not entirely, but pretty safe. Sadly, I have to Trush. Ooh, interesting. Second gold forward, but inside. That's directly on the corner. And I guess that's one of the third golds here. That's extra golds, actually, so I can't really tell. Second stone in the back, main stone in the back. That's alright, I guess. On the other flank, we have Steve Rogers with 1 gold forward. I guess that's his. 2 golds outside. The main gold rather safe in the back, actually. The second stone and main stone also safe. And for Chancellor, the second gold safe in the back. The main gold close to the walls, but on the far side at least, the main stone also forward. It's not too nice. Third gold in the back here, second stone outside apparently. And did we see Haratune? Yes, I think we did. For the pockets, I guess it's not that interesting at the start of the game. Where's the main gold here for Lucas? I don't see it. Main stone safe in the back. Main gold safe in the back. Well, that has the main gold safe in the back, which is really nice to have. The main stone is forward. And we have the Trush coming in from Strong Like Lemon. Second stone forward, third gold forward, the main gold rather safe in the back here for Jaisong, and the main gold rather safe also for Risk, who has a really small entrance. And look at this is perfect to boom. You can defend that so easy, you just cannot get walled in. And we have the Trush starting by, I think it's Modry, so I'm gonna go with Strong Like Neman. And he's sending 3 villagers, plus 2 to build a watchtower. Now we can see that Haratune is on the way to feudal age, but is walling quickly behind this. this. I think he should have put a palisade gate here maybe, but he could be fast enough to actually finish these walls. He could palisade wall behind that. The villager is actually without loom and is on very low HP. The wall almost completed, but not really. There's a hole here and a very weak palisade at that point as well. I think 2 more houses, one here, one there, and you will be fine. There's 2 palisade gates now coming up. I don't really agree with those, but okay, seems fine. John Slow on the other side is not going for a trash, neither is Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers on the way to Feudal Age. John Slow clicked up to Castle Age already. And for our pockets, Odette is on the way to Feudal Age. Lucas is up to Feudal Age now. And we have Jason a little bit behind, but also going to Feudal Age. And whereas our player Risk here is up to Feudal Age already, so he will be able to go to Castle Age in reasonable time. Does not have a lot of gold, but I guess he's going to sell resources here. Now the Trash. Still continuing, and that's where the action is happening for now. A second watchtower coming up, one defensive watchtower obviously, and I think the villagers should quickly garrison into that watchtower, maybe try and get 1 or 2 of those Goth villagers down, but looks like the tower is going up, and that's actually 2 villagers, very strong. There's a second watchtower as well, which I didn't see, didn't point that out, but 2 watchtowers against 1, now we know this is going to end. I think Haratune should be safe. He will be delayed quite a bit, but it's the common thing you'd see at Trash, and the pockets in the meantime will start to boom as fast as possible, I guess. I don't think we're going to see any crazy forwards from the pockets here. We have Chancellor on the way to Castle Age. He's going to be there first, which is surprising to me. But Ethiopians has a really nice early age bonus, of course. So he's going to be able to do what? He's not on gold. He has 200 stone for 2 extra TCs. I guess it's a mini boom here for the Berbers. Steve Rogers on the way to Castle Age and 5 villagers on stone. We're going to see a castle for him. He's got 5 villagers on gold as well. This is an aggressive play. We have Chazong on the way to Castle Age now. 1610, that's still reasonable, I guess. With 30 population, needs a house. I hope he's going to build one. Yeah, house coming up on the left hand side. And Risk is going to be there. 1543 millions. Looking good for him. A lot of farms already. What is he planning to do? 300 stone. He's 2 villages on stone. That could be a really big boom. Locus is missing with the Vietnamese on the way to Castle Age. And he has villages on gold still? Apparently yes, 3 villages actually. Could buy food or like go aggressive something. Help out on the left hand side against the Thrush maybe. How's the Thrush players looking? Haratune is not really close to Castle Age, but not too far away. Actually same for Strong Lemon. Look at this, he's got more food, not so much gold in the bank. But I guess that's the common thing with the fast feudal uptime and going for Thrush here. John Slow doing wheelbarrow. Was he housed? Maybe. No, he's going for wheelbarrow really early on. He's putting a TC on the wood line here in the back. That's a nice TC spot. The other wood TC between the main stone and the main gold. Actually, that's quite pretty as well. The question is, how is Steve Rogers going to do here? Are we going to see a castle forward, or is it going to be inside at home and in safety to them put pressure on? There are 6 villagers moving where to? Staying at home actually, not going for an aggressive castle here, at least not really. It's a defensive castle, but of course that means we're going to see a little bit of an aggressive play here. TC coming up on the main gold and on the wood line here. Ooh, one more tile to the right hand side, maybe it could fit for more farms around, but that's alright. And we have Risk going with 1 extra TC on the wood line, a 2nd extra TC also on the wood line here. And 200 stone on the bank, maybe he wants to go for a castle early on. We have a TC coming up on the main gold and the wood line here for Lucas, and 1 on the main stone on the wood line. That's beautiful actually. 4 TCs happening. We might see battle defense after this. And for that, playing as the Franks, we have 1 TC on the main gold, 1 TC deep in the wood line actually. Cannot fit too many farms around. And that's 4 TCs in total. So Odette also going for a big boom here. I think Paladins for Odette here would be an option, would be a good option. We have all the players booming except for 2 flanks players on the left hand side who are still going at it, more or less at least. There's 3 towers up for Haratune, who is doing wheelbarrow now, and he's got okay resources. We'll need another minute I guess to click up to Castle Age, while now Strong Ignorant is actually almost on the way to Castle Age already, doing Town Watch now, getting that market up, and then we'll be able to click up first before the Turks player. The question is what then? He's on stone with a lot of villagers, you can see it here. We might see a castle, we might see Huskarls. It would be a standard follow-up, I guess, and I think I can go a little bit faster now because not a lot is happening. Stay on the right flank now, where there's 2 Camel Archers, 3 actually fletching down. Villager coming up forward. That wolf should not do anything. The Camel Archers are around, and I think, yeah, that's a really nice placement for a siege workshop. I guess Steve Rogers could have seen the TC, can see it now at least, and Chancellor knows, okay, there is Camel Archers around. I may need a siege workshop, but it's up already, and of course there's that forward forward siege workshop. Chancellor will stay inside his walls. I think doesn't have a monastery as far as I can see. It doesn't really make sense to go that way because there's not too many relics, and I'm not gonna go for the relic positions here. I think that's one of the minor factors on the team game arena. And they can be helpful, of course, but usually it's not a big thing. We have the castle age coming up from both our flanks on the left-hand side. Hartune a little bit behind, but not too much. 38 against 38 villagers. It's pretty much the same. Maybe it should have pressure then. Frank's better paladin pocket. Yeah, probably. Let's see how Jaezong is going to do. Too late now. True. And I think forward siege workshop here doesn't really do a lot. There's another TC coming up on the main stone. Odette is happily booming on 4 TCs, 59 villagers and 59 for Chancellor as well. Really nice boom. They're ahead here in the villager count. Handcard coming in from Chancellor and around 22-minute mark, which is also nice. And there's the Mangonel to defend the TC. An outpost is up here. Chancellor can see. The Mangonel can see the Camel Archers and the siege workshop and is still losing his own Mangonel. That's terrible, to be honest. I think he should have been able to dodge that shot or do better here. He's sending a second Mangonel, but I think he should be able to protect TC for quite some time here. Maybe he should go for stone, get a castle up, something like that. But where's the stone? Chancellor is the main stone next to TC. Yeah, and the other stone is outside, so it's not going to be so easy. Head card coming in from Jaezong now as well. How is that doing? 74, 75 population. Lucas is on 80 villagers now, and that's huge. So a really good boom going. And we have 4 TCs at least here, more houses coming up. Question is, what are we going to see from Vietnamese pocket? I think Battle Elephant's pretty much the only reasonable option for a strong early Imperial Age army. Both are coming in only now, that's really late. And that was the 1-for-1 at this point, so 1-for-nothing by both players. Castle still coming up. Ooh, that's nice, but not taking on a Mangonel, just a villager. That's 1-for-1 now, and that castle is definitely going up. Chancellor might be in trouble here on the left-hand side. Trust is not continuing. There's a castle around now for Hartune to get some Janissaries out. What is a strong like Nemen going to do? 1, 2, 3 extra TCs? Yes, that's actually 4 TCs for the Goth player now, and I think it makes sense to go for economy. At the same time, we have Steve Rogers, who is the aggressive player now, and Jason on the way to Imperial Age. Same for Risk. We have Locus and Odette a little bit behind that, but they are way ahead in villages as far as I can judge here. And it looks like the Camel Archers are moving forward. There's a TC coming up from Steve Rogers on the pocket, on Odette more or less here. That's interesting. So Steve Rogers is actually keeping the pockets busy, the pocket and his flank busy. And we have players going to Imperial Age now. I think we're going to see Paladins from the Spanish player here from Jaezong. And we are going to see what from the Malians. I'm not sure. There's a monastery up, but no verdicts for now. What is Nemen going to do here? Strong like Nemen, of course. This Janissary is now moving around, and I think that was a castle. Maybe that's not going up. 657 stone. Castle needs to go up inside Strong like Nemen's base now. And Hartune had enough time to go for more Janissaries. There's a second TC and a third TC coming up. Good amount of farms here. Looks good. Steve Rogers not doing so much damage. He's made sure that Chancellor cannot take stone. And the main goal is for now not safe at all. But there's a castle coming up. Maybe Taro had enough stone to get that, or he needed to buy stone. That's also possible. That's why his gold is really low, and he had a lot of villagers in gold as well. Steve Rogers on the way to Imperial Age, and he can go for Trebuchet stand and do some big damage here. Odette a little bit behind. She's on stone, and she got a university up. That's the second Imperial Age building, or Castle Age building, I think. And she should be able to get a castle up as well. Risk on the way to Imperial Age. Wait, is he there already? Yes, he is. We're gonna see standard infantry apparently. Men-at-arms coming in. Infantry from the Goth player. Doesn't really make sense, but what to do as the Malians here? Maybe Cavalier. Early Cavalier might have been possible. And we can see the stables now coming up towards Chancello's space. So Jaezong is going forward. Terror is not really feeling happy here. The strong boom starting, but now not sure what he's going to do. Onager coming in, but the Camel Archers are really mobile. I'm not sure if that's the right decision. And Steve Rogers will be up into Imperial Age within seconds. Is Terror going for a Trebuchet? Yes, Siege Workshop coming up. Doesn't have a lot of space in the back here. He built a few houses here. He's more or less blocking his own farming space that he may need later on. There's villagers taking that third gold from somebody, I guess from Odette. But there's also knights now around a few of those monks. And Cavalier should coming from Jason. Yes, he's producing knights, now Cavalier. We have on the left hand side castles coming in from Vietnamese play. Elite Rattan archers, interesting. Not sure about that. You're playing against Goth, you don't really want to go archer units, but okay, there's the Elite Rattans coming out, and they might not be too bad here actually. Depends on what the enemy is doing, to be honest. We have a castle coming up, and the Cavalier from Jason are attacking that castle, but not the villagers. Jason doesn't see this. He's going for his own castle forward. And we might see a lot of action now in this team game. I think I need to slow down a little bit to see all the action. I won't be able to see everything. We have a trebuchet war going on here. Archers and pikemen now moving forward against the Camel archers. They're not really happy here. I think they need to move out immediately. On the other side, no, Yellow Pocket is not doing a lot except for moving forward with the Elite and Rattan archers and just being annoying. What is Risk doing? Gold Mining Champion on the way. Does he have any military buildings forward? I don't no, there they are. Actually, there's barracks around too, and swordsman production starting. There is 1, 2 trebuchets, and that's beautiful. They are underneath the gate, but they're taking down the castle here from Haratune. Nice 2v1 here at this point, and I think Locust needed to go for lead battle defense instead of the lead Rattan archers. I don't really like those now, because champions, okay, they will be good at, against those, but Malian champions have 1+5, 1+6, +7 even? Is that correct? I think it's +7 pierce armor, and that's a lot. Champion not done. Wait, champion done. 1+ how much do we have? 1+5. I think there's the last upgrade missing. Elite Rattan archers doing a lot, but not a lot of damage. Castle from Steve Rogers went down. Chen Slow was able to protect this castle with the trebuchets, and Jason is around here, but cannot do a lot at this point. He could send the Cavalier, but the walls are not open here, and that's a problem for Steve Rogers and Jason, because they would like to go in to take down some military units, but that gap is really small. The Cavalier now, no, not going to move in here, and Odette should be preparing Paladin actually. Jason is doing that. Odette has not enough gold here to go for the Paladin upgrade. She's getting a castle now, and I think she should be able to get some trebuchets out. She's got a lot of food and wood in the bank, but not too much gold, and I guess her golds are forward somehow. The main gold, wait, that's the third gold. Where's the main gold bin? Can't see it. Was it in the back here? Is it in the back somehow? Maybe that's it. That's possible. We have now a castle coming up forward, Elite Rattan archers, and a lot of them on the left hand side. Siege engineers on the way. What siege are we going to do? Trebuchets maybe? It's possible. Janissaries and Elite Rattan archers against infantry. Very interesting fight actually. What is Strongleg Nemen going to do? Are we going to see standard infantry? No, Elite Huskards. Beautiful. And on the other side, Steve Rogers and Jazong with the... Is that elite? No, Camel archers and paladins trying to do damage. There's only 1 trebuchet hitting those buildings. That's not a lot here. Bombard cannons, bombard towers actually done, but Trunslow has 4 traps. Those are going down really, really fast. It's not the best idea maybe. Fight somewhere? Yeah, that's the problem. They are fighting against 2 players, and not really, they're only fighting 1, but there's a big fight happening on Paladins, Cavalier, and the Camel archers. The Paladins should be a lot stronger here. They are not fully upgraded, missing attack upgrades, but the Cavalier also missing the +4 defense, and Odette is not going to get Paladins for now. She misplayed this a little bit maybe when it comes to the gold count. It was not a perfect boom then. Elite Huskarls moving out to actually take on the Janissaries here. Elite Janissaries done, and if there's enough of them, they will be good against those Janis, because there's not too many Janis around. We have trebuchets, bombard cannons now, and we have a lot of things going on the map, which is the fact, or the standard in team game. Can you please stop going fucking champions? I'm got you Malians. Yeah, but I guess that's not going to change now. One of them needs to change. Or needs to switch into something else, I guess. And the question is, onagers for either player? Would be possible. Malians have siege onagers as far as I remember. Is that correct? Ethiopians do get them. Malians, I'm not sure actually, but onagers are available for sure. Now we have the halberdiers fully upgraded. Now missing a few upgrades from Chanslow against paladins, and Camel archers makes a lot of sense. The onagers should be good here. Ethiopians do get the not the best onagers in the game, but the fullest siege, and I think siege onagers might be an option. Locke has a lot of resources in the bank, but is not going for the elite battle defense. Instead is staying on elite Rattan archers, and those are going to die like flies. Look at this, that is just terrible. That's not the fight you want to see. Those elite Huskarls are doing so much damage, and Locus did not pay attention. He's losing the castle, he will lose the trebuchets next, he lost a lot of his army, and he's still on the score lead and population lead, but that's not the fight you want to take, and I think think they need elite battle defense or something. Not sure about the standard infantry from Vietnamese, probably not too good, but you need something else. Onager coming in from Risk actually, makes sense. He's going for stables now as well. Are we going to see Cavalier or maybe Hussars? It's possible, but Cavalier on the way. And still, Chaizong and Steve Rogers are protecting their forward, are taking fights, and the problem is there is still the 4 trebuchets from Chancellor. They taking down everything now that TC is falling. That means the villager will go all the way back to their base if they don't get a mining camp here. The Paladins moving forward to try and take down those onagers and trebuchets. They may be successful, but they're going to die in the meantime. There's a lot of halberdiers around. We have bomber towers now coming in up for Locust as well. This is a very interesting addition, and that could be rather good for them with the strong infantry coming in. Bomber towers should be fine. Castle coming up from Horatune. That's 2 castles for him only. He lost 1, and that castle should go up. But the elite Rattan archers, that was just a mistake. I mean, Mirror Arms, Scanner Armor coming in now. They're doing Light Cav. Paladin on the way finally. Light Cav is more or less a desperation move because she does not have gold apparently. Let's find out. How's the gold count looking? She's low and everything. Oh, that 130 villagers. That's actually quite decent. She's got more than most of the other players, but she doesn't have the gold that she needs, and I guess she's, I don't know, is she alone here? Doesn't have a lot of military units. Jon Snow is 46, but on the other side we have a strong like Neman with 40 military units plus 27, and they might be stomping over Haratune here, and Locust with the elite Red archers won't be able to help a lot. Now he's going for the chainmail armor squires, probably producing, no, not producing anything. Men-at-arms only, a lot of resources in the bank, but he switched too late in transitioning into a counter army, something like that. Jon Snow is moving out to finally go at that forward, and he's actually doing some damage here, but maybe he needs rams as well. That might be an option. Rams on the other side, not really. I guess the honor chest is better. We have a castle coming up here from Steve Rogers, still a forward dish at least, and he is protecting his gold with that. He evolved a little bit here, which is nice. Chancellor doing more siege workshops now. He's taking his own main gold, which is very important to see. And the game's still not over, and I don't really know who's winning here. Locust and Chancellor with decent populations. Oh, there's a lot of population now as well. That's 53 military units. Where are those paladins? Where are those? That's pikemen and light cav mostly. A few paladins. Not a lot of siege around for that. I guess Catram is a good option. And Chancellor, as long as you have the trebuchets, he will be fine. Playing with the dead here and trying to fight back. Looks good for them at this point in the game, but ooh, strong like Neman. Pop capped almost 200 population, 199 here, can go for 210, and he has taken over the score lead, has a decent economy, 190 villages, that's pretty much fully boomed, and they're moving in now. And how to stop those elite housecards, really, that's gonna be tough here. If you had paladins around, that would be good. If you have elite battle defense around and no halberdiers to counter them, would be also decent, but like this, Haratune can't really do a lot here. There's just too many housecards, not enough hand couriers or anything, and then again, you need something to stop those Huskers, to keep them at distance at least. And yeah, Strong Dem is just pumping out as much as he wants to, apparently, when it comes to the Huskers, and he is doing a lot of damage. Capram's moving in now to take down those castles. There is Paladins from Odette to help out. I guess Chancellor is okay-ish here, is taking on the fight, but he's losing trebuchets to the bombard cannons now, and the Hellblade is still doing a good job. And there's a few lead skirmishers around for Steve Archers now, it well makes sense. Chaizong still going with the Paladins here, moving forward. Now there's not a lot of halberdiers, and by not a lot, I mean pretty much none at all. There's 1, 2, but that's pretty much it. And that means Chancellor is going to lose the trebuchets, probably the Onagers next. And the game has changed here. Look at this. Stronger Demon had enough time to boom. Risk was helping out with the defense here with the first attack, and now he's just moving in. Haratune is pretty much GG, 26 population, that's 14 villages, 7 military units, a few trade cuts I guess, but he's gone. That's not going to help out the team here, and Locus here with the elite red and archers is going to die pretty quickly here to Cavalier now. Do they have the Valiants get the +5, right? Or something like that, but no unique tag here. Still, the Huskers are doing so much damage, and they will be able to take on those champions without too many problems here. Jon Slow is trying to move in. He's done siege rams now, but is that correct? Yeah, that's Jon Slow's siege rams. But it's not going to be easy to fight against 2 players here. And there are still elite camel archers and paladins around, and that army composition is really nice. Odette has to help out on 2 sides. That's going to be pretty much impossible at this point in the game. Odette is sending pikemen, not even halberdier. She is trouble for gold, and she's trying to get some trade going. problem is that trade route is not really good here either, and there's still a lot of those elite Huskars. Cavalier still only +2. I'm a little disappointed here. Lightcav coming from Risk. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of resources. Yeah, that's probably true here. And it looks like Jon Snow won't do the progress that he wants to do. He's got siege rams on that castle. He's going to is trying to go for a counter push here, trying to go for the economy. There's a few halberdiers inside those siege rams, but you can see the castle is getting repaired by villagers. There's a few camel archers around to do some damage, and at the same time pikemen from Odetta are coming in, but the paladins will be able to take down pikemen really easily, and Jon Snow probably needs even more halberdiers, and I don't know, something else. It's looking good for him at this point. He's going to be able to take down that castle, and maybe they can do a lot of damage on Steve Archers here. That's possible. We have Archer Rangers now coming up from Chesong as the Spanish. He has a, Steve Archers has a decent amount of gold here actually. Producing elite skirmishers, should go for Camel Archers as well, but he lost that castle. Now the villagers are actually starting to fight the siege rams. Makes a lot of sense here. On the left hand side though, Strong Like Lemon is moving forward. 4 trebuchets now to hit all the buildings here. The castles will fall. Masons are coming in even, because why not? And we have Halberdiers and elite Huskars against what? Against nothing, pretty much. How's the 9 military units from Locust? That's pretty much GG here. I think they're gonna just run over them. Need a few more cap rams, something like that, and then that is calling the GG. She's in the pocket position. Locust resigned. Haratune did have no chance to come back here. Wasn't really helped out a lot. The elite red and archers was a mistake in my opinion. And then Jon Snow tried to hold this, which he was able to do for quite some time. But in the end, losing one player on the left hand side against the god who is going to spam. That's the GG. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope I didn't miss too much. In the end, it was a clear thing for our, yeah, I guess that's the cold team, the cold colors. But I hope you enjoyed it, and we're gonna see each other in the next game then. GG.